Hello and welcome to Popcorn and Perspective. This is the place where we not only enjoy delicious popcorn but also dive deep into the world of films. We are your host Chantel,
And I'm Chris.
and we're here to share our insights on our new releases and timeless classics. Get ready to experience movies like never before as we offer you our confident sorry, our confident perspective. And welcome to today's episode. We're excited to get into our movie choice of the month together. Afterwards, we'll talk about new series or films that we have also seen and would love to show. Let me try that again. We would love to. But as always, let's play a game or two. The first game we're gonna play is Bad Movie Description. It's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, y'all. We will have to guess the film by the terrible description given. So, brother, give me your worst shot.
All right, this one is, it cracked me up when I thought of it because I happened to watch this movie the other day. But my description is a old man kidnaps a kid and makes him travel across the country in his floating house.
Oh my god! You know what? That was so. I'm sorry. It's.
Oh yeah, I knew I knew I shouldn't have said floating house. I should have just said kidnaps a kid and makes him travel across the country in his house. But I was like, I was like, the floating might get it. But then I was like, she might overthink it. But no, it is the cartoon series, not series, but the cartoon movie Up. Yes.
Oh, wow, that is too. That's too funny. I thought you were about to hit me with a hand with a slammer. I thought I was gonna have to think about one like real quick. Cause I wasn't
And
expecting to get it that quickly.
I,
Oh my god!
like I said, when we watched it, me, my son, and my wife, when we watched it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. And then I hit her with the description, and she laughed, and I was like, I might take off floating, and I knew I should have took off floating.
You should have. I think
You
you
would have
really
been
should
like,
have.
is it the X Files? Like,
Yes, because as soon as she said "old man, kid," and then like floating house, I was like,
yeah, I saw you point. I saw you point up, and I was like, oh no.
oh my god, that was so man, dang. But oh, that was such a good one though.
All right, I threw you an easy pitch on that one. You
All
knocked
right,
it out. So good job. All right, go
all
ahead and
right,
give me.
all right, brother. You ready for mine?
Yes.
All right, so mine. Let's see if you get it. Hopefully you don't as quick as I did, but here's mine. Two guys form a great friendship to make a kid happy and avoid a psychopath.
Two guys form a great friendship to make a child happy and avoid a psychopath. Oh my God, yeah, yours is definitely harder than mine. Is it a superhero movie?
No.
It's not. Two guys form a friendship, make a kid happy. And okay, there's no kids in Lethal Weapon, but it has two guys. it has two guys. I gotta work. I gotta work through the process.
Just work it through, work it through.
Oh my God, it's not Dumb and Dumber. It has two guys but no kids. Is it an older movie or a recent movie?
Oh no, it's an older movie.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay. Oh my God, it's not twins because there's two guys and no girl, no baby, no kid. Come on, Chris, get the kids. Where are the kids? I wish I
So
would have gave
great.
you. I wish I would have gave you a harder one now.
So great.
Now people listening to this episode gonna be like, "Go, Shani," and they're gonna be like stumbling over the kids. Oh God, damn. I need to phone a friend. I need to call a clue. I need something like I need a clue. I need a clue.
Come on. Nothing's
Um.
coming to mind.
Oh
Nothing.
my God, two people. Oh, what's coming to
From
my
a
mind
great
is like,
friend to make a kid happy and avoid a
mhm,
psychopath.
and avoid a psychopath. Sounds like an Avengers movie, or it sounds like Iron Man 3.
True.
Right, the kid, and then the psychopath. But oh my goodness, I need a clue, and I'm probably gonna throw myself out a window once.
It came out. It came out. It's another one that came out 30 years ago.
Is it more? No, there's no kids in Mortal Kombat.
No.
Plenty of psychopaths. Jurassic Park has kids, but you can't call dinosaurs psychopaths. I mean,
And that was 93.
oh yeah, correct. Jesus. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a strong dislike of children after this one. Because I can't find the kids. I got two men, but I can't find the damn kids. Oh my God,
This is
this
great.
oh my God. I feel like
Because
Is
Because
it
once
Megamind?
you
Is it Megamind? No, Megamind had the two men, but no chill. These damn kids again. Ah, I
this
hate
is
to. I hate
great.
to.
I love this.
Hate
Once
to.
I tell you, you about to be like,
And that's what's driving a stake through my heart because I know once you tell me, it's gonna make sense. Two men form a friendship with a kid to avoid a psychopath. So the men, the only reason they were friends was because of the child.
right.
That didn't help me, but it cleared that part. It didn't help me, but no, you are correct. You are correct, Chris, but you're still just a stump. Like Christ on a cracker. I give up. And I'm just,
I'm like, sorry, forgive me for my hyena laughing, y'all, but this is hilarious. I'm
oh,
sorry.
we,
Do you want me to tell you?
I do and I don't, but we're going to be here the whole episode if you don't. So yes, go ahead and tell me.
Guess what, brother? It landed, it's in the same vicinity as Pixar, and it came out in 95. It was Toy
Toy
Story.
Story. Thank you.
Two guys form a friendship to make a kid happy and avoid a psychopath.
Boy,
What
and
it was, become
oh my
friends to make
God.
Andy happy and avoid Sid.
The crazy thing is, I watch that movie at least 4 times a day because of my son. He keeps it on repeat. As soon as you say,
See, you should
good
have
one.
with your gut. You should
Good
have went
one,
with your gut.
good one on that one. Dang.
Thank you.
But it I don't know. I get half a point because I said it at the same time. I'm just gonna give myself half a point so I don't kick myself all day. Oh my God, that
Nice
was a
try,
good one.
brother. Nice try. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good. We're gonna have to spin that back again one day, one episode.
Yes, that was great.
All right, y'all. That game came and went, and Shani rocked it, and I got at least half a point. So we're gonna run with that. So, all right, it's IMDb known for time. This game is when I give a actor, and Shani will give me the 4 top credits and bragging rights on the line, and vice versa. She'll do the same. So, sis, try your best to not embarrass us like I did previously in that game. And here we go.
All right, as in the words of the great Kuzco, bring it on.
All right, and my actor for you is Keanu Reeves. I need to stop giving you easy stuff. I should have said something like Sidney Poitier or something.
It's too late. It's too late. I got Keanu.
Right? Right?
Okay. All right. All right. So we got the 4 known for. All right. So, and I'm just going off of him here. All right. We're gonna go with John Wick. We're gonna go with Speed. We're gonna go with Point Break, and we're gonna go with The Matrix. Please tell me I'm right.
You got 3 out of the 4 right. But before you go any further, I said the same 4, and I was wrong too. Like I was like, I don't need IMDb to tell me. I just listed, but then I went to the IMDb and I was wrong. So I was kind of hurting for that one. But you want me to tell you which ones you got right?
Yeah.
You got the Matrix, obviously, John Wick. You got Speed, which I didn't think you would put on the list, but because he's had other stuff. But so you got John Wick, Matrix, and Speed. So you're missing one. That is actually one of my favorite ones that he's did, but I don't think too many people know him for it.
Okay, so you said what was the 3?
You got The Matrix, John Wick, and Speed. Correct.
Break wasn't on that.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to call. I wanted to call IMDb and be like, "Hey, I think y'all made a mistake. I understand y'all been doing it for years, but we all mess up, so you don't have Point Break. But yeah, it's not.
I'm gonna say okay. So it's not Point Break. Okay, nope. Yeah. I know you saw me like have a moment when I was like shooing somebody away. That was our father trying to tell me Street Kings. And I'm like, dog, Street Kings is not in his known for. Like, no.
And it's not even that good of a movie.
Thank you. So anyway, would it be Bill and Ted?
Yes. That's the movie that's what introduced me to Keanu Reeves. Those movies. And I love those movies. With Death. Right. Oh my God. Death had me dying throughout that. But yeah, that's Bill and Ted. I guess it's both of them.
Okay.
Well, it's multiple now, but
right.
But yeah, that is it. And like I said, I was shocked that they put Bill and Ted over Point Break.
Right.
But we don't exactly.
I literally thought Point Break would be in there.
Yeah, and I was like, and in my mind, I was like, you're right. You are right. But they say other one.
Think of Bill and Ted, but then I was like, Well, I'm thinking
But
maybe, but then no,
these
I'm
might
thinking
these might be the same people that give awards to movies that they don't even watch all the categories to. So you never know these days. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm
right.
judging. So.
Look, I judge too. That oh wow.
And that was so long ago. Well, I guess they both was long ago. Hmm.
Yeah, but still, I'm literally
Yeah,
thinking Point
one is
Break.
a dramatic like masterpiece of a movie, and the other one is a comedy. Her like just
Right.
a hilarious movie. It's like a weed smoking movie. You sit
Yeah,
back
exactly. It's
smoking.
like a stoner comedy. Like,
You
yeah,
might
let's
die of
throw that
laughter while
on.
you watch it.
That was too great. Man, that is nuts. Point Break. Man,
I'm gonna have
you
to. I
had
might go
over
watch that
point.
again.
All
All
right.
right, hit me with your best shot.
All right. So my actor choice for the IMDb is gonna be Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. That's come on, Chris. Get in your head. The point. I don't want to say that. The Star Wars guy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Megapolis or Mega, the new movie he was just in, Mega, the one that kind of flopped. Mega, is that one of them? Mega, okay.
No.
Well, obviously
No.
I don't know which one it was. Star Wars, whichever one it was. Okay, give me that one. Then
Okay.
he was
Okay.
he was in a movie called The Dead Don't Stay Dead.
Well, the dead don't die, but
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. It's
But
something
that's
Devil
not.
Dead.
Yeah.
That's not
But
it.
no. No.
Sweet Jesus. Is it possible to hate your sister doing a podcast because she keep giving you hard stuff? Oh, sorry. I was talking to Siri, Google. Sorry.
Oh my
Oh,
god! I didn't think it was gonna be this hard.
right. Like, oh, all right. He was in that. He was in Mega, which he said no to. Jesus Christ. I am embarrassing myself. This podcast. Oh my God. Star Wars. It can't be multiple Star Wars because I don't think he was in more than one. Oh, he was? Okay. Okay. Oh, I could give you the.
Bro, I'm about to be like he was Solo and Leia's son. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. And he was. That's what I was like. I was sitting here like, was he once? Yeah, he had to be. Okay, so it's 2 Star Wars movies.
Yes, I'll give you those two just because it's like you don't if you can't remember the
There's
names.
no
That's
way in the world.
fine.
There's no way in the world I'm gonna remember Star Wars Strike at the Moon, Star Wars the Third Star from the Sun. Those but especially because they're new ones. They're not like Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back. They're newer ones. Once
True.
once they put in Jar Jar Binks, that long haired giraffe looking thing, it lost me. So I don't know the name of it.
No Jar Jar Binks on this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the 2 Star Wars?
All right. Well, it's the Force Awakens
Okay.
where he was introduced,
Yep.
and then the second one, the Last Jedi.
Oh, yep. Okay. All right. I feel kind of good. I got 2 of them. Jesus, Adam Driver, and the Double Dead's not on there.
No.
Oh my God, that wasn't a good movie anyway with Bill Murray. So oh my God, has he been in?
He's been in a lot. I mean, he's been
like
yeah.
I feel like he's well known enough so that he has been in a lot. But then I'm like, I don't remember him in too much stuff. But those 4 movies. But I'm sure I've seen some of the ones.
You probably have, and you're just like, oh, all right.
Was he leading actor? Well, he have to be if it's in IMDb. I would guess. Oh my God, I need a phone a friend button or a lifeline. All right, I'm coming. Scourge Earth next game. Like,
okay, so I know there's one that's been used like a meme a lot, where it's him and it's like he punches a wall and he's crying. Don't you ever seen that meme?
no, I must have missed that. I'm the king of memes too, but I must have missed that one. Oh my God. Okay. I apologize to the people watching. I got idiot brain right now. I'm not usually like this. Shani just Googled Albert Einstein questions for movie games and just decided to come hard. Now I'm just playing, but oh my God.
Games.
Oh my God.
These are easy games.
Oh, Adam Driver. He punches walls and cries.
Look, if you need to look at his filmography, be my guest.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. But you say he punches walls and cries. I stub my toe and cry for days. So. Driver.
But don't look at his IMDb page.
Oh, I'm not. I just Googled Adam Driver and I'm going straight to movies. Yeah, the IMDb page. I didn't know he was in Ferrari.
Yeah, he played Ferrari.
Did he? Oh no, I'm thinking about the other one. Isn't there another movie?
There's another one, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, okay, okay. Is it the Black Klansman? No, that's not him. And I mean, it's him, but it's not. Megalopolis. That's what I was thinking of.
Hmm.
Oh, 65. That was a good movie. I mean, it wasn't. Let me reverse for y'all. Like, oh, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. It was not a good movie, but it's a movie that you put on and can just watch when background noise. It's good enough.
Look, me and mom watched it in Mexico when we were down there for my uncle's wedding. Like we were just in the
Uh-huh.
room and it was late at night. It was like, oh, let's just watch this.
Exactly right. It's that kind of movie that fills time.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't see any standout. Oh, Marriage Story. Is that it? I
That's
haven't even heard
one.
of that. I haven't even
Yeah,
heard of
that's the
that. But
movie with that's
with,
yeah, yeah, that's the one with Scarlett Johansson. That's the
yeah,
one
that's what I
where
was
the
gonna say. I
meme.
saw Scarlett Johansson
That's
and
the
I was
one
like,
with the
oh,
meme where he like punches the wall and he like cries.
and cry.
I literally just saw the meme from the other day where it's like how did they say who was it? It's like every day I wake up and it's still hot and it's like punches the wall crying.
I mean, shoot, he obviously married to Scarlett Johansson. What the hell is he crying about? He has won. You won. Like you like God. Okay, but okay, that's
Look, the movie's on Netflix. It's not. It's your look. I hate to say this, y'all. It's your typical white movie.
we
It's
love
just
our
like
white listeners.
right. So, but it's like that white. It's like that white couple relationship. They're just like going through the motions of being
Yeah.
married, and then they like get to the point to like where they end up hating and resenting each other. It's like and the kids involved, and that kind of sucks. It's like the whole scene where they fight. It gets brutal to the point I was just like I had to take a moment. I was like, wow, that was to me that was like the best scene in the movie is when they
Yeah.
just go at each other in the apartment. Just yeah,
Oh yeah. Is it? You
it's
said it's on
crazy.
Netflix?
It
Is
came
it?
out like what, like 2019, I think.
It's worth watching though. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to
I
watch
mean,
that.
yeah, I'm like, it's like it's almost kind of like one of those movies where it's like, it's like you can focus on it, but you can also do other stuff until you get to
Like
that point.
it's one that you don't have to pay full
Too
attention
much.
to, and then at the end of the movie you'll still get it. Like, okay, yep, I watched that movie.
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
Instead of
It's one of those. Okay, what's the last one?
and I saw some of this, but I didn't watch all of it. The
Mm.
Last Duel.
Oh, and I actually like that movie. That was
I liked it
I
too
like
from what I saw, but I think I was watching it on a plane, and of
oh.
course it landed, and I didn't get to finish it. But
Oh no.
is that it? Is that the last
No.
one?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. He got silence on. Oh, Patterson.
That's it.
Patterson. What is Patterson? Like what the hell?
He is a bus driver and a poet. So it's like one of those kind of like indie movies where
Oh,
yeah, he's like a hard working bus driver and he just follows the same routine like every day. And he just, has conversations with people that's like on his bus and he just like writes poems, walks his dog, you know. He just has like a normal life. And then, he has his wife who like champions him, for his gift
yeah.
of writing. So it's just like one of those kind of like indie type feel kind of movies.
Oh, okay. So his filmography is all over the place. He went from
Exactly.
Kylo Ren to the bus driver to his best role, being able to kiss Scarlett Johansson in a movie. Like I'm sure they kissed somewhere in that movie. Like
Yeah,
yeah, so
he's
he
done a lot. Like
yeah,
I
I'm
think
seeing
he's a
that.
good act. I think he's a good actor. I like him. I don't know. I just hope he just
I
finds,
wish
you know.
I wish he was in more mainstay movies though, because it's like what I'm looking at is like there is not really that many mainstay movies like 65. That was him really out in front. The Last Duel and then the Star Wars movies and stuff like that. But it looks like he's done more not A top of the list movies, but like more A minus B plus kind of movies. It's down some. But he is a good actor, and I understand, in
Yeah, he
Hollywood
does more
you
like
gotta take what you can get.
yeah, he does more like in the like indies. He does more like indies than like, like the mainstream kind of films. So
Yeah.
it's like I get it because sometimes some people don't like to do those. Some like to stick in the indie game. Like I'm like I don't mind it. So, but yeah, I just think he's a good actor. So, and he's mostly on Broadway a lot too. So that's another thing. He
Oh,
does
okay. I didn't
theater
know
a
that.
lot
That
too. So
that makes sense. A lot of people go to theater because there's more opportunities,
yes.
which makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right,
All right. Sorry,
baby.
guys. Yeah, let's just pretend like she said, just guess his top two and we'll go from there.
All right, y'all. Before we dive deeper into the movies, you can follow me on Twitter at _Akira XO and on Letterboxd at Edna Mode
Edna Mode. All right, and you can follow me on X, Twitter, and Letterbox at the Hazel Eyed Movie Guy. All one word, obviously. And yeah, come over, follow me, and I promise you it won't be as scatterbrained as those games.
Okay, you like, oh, I don't know why the way you say that is like your email. I'd be like, Chris the Hazel, like like Bill Nye the Science Guy. I just hear the
Yeah.
Hazel, yeah,
Somebody asked me the
Hazel
other
Eye the
day,
movie guy.
somebody asked me the other day, how did you come up with the movie guy? I'm like, well, I'm Hazel. I got hazel eyes. Not I'm
You're a
Hazel.
movie
I'm,
guy.
I'm definitely not Hazel. I'm Chris, everybody, not Hazel. Welcome. Good to meet you. But I, I have hazel eyes. I'm a guy and I love movies. So, sometimes it just comes easy. It just comes easy. That's it.
It's like, my name is Hazel.
Like, right? Hey,
I got
hey.
eyes, and I'm a movie guy.
Right. Two snaps in the head, Bob.
Like, hey, all right, y'all. Now, now you know where to follow us. Let us get into the movie of the month together.
Yes, yes. But before we start, we just want to say we're going to have spoilers in this. So this is your spoiler warning. Set off the alarms. Woo doo woo doo woo doo. Spoiler warning. So as we will be picking this movie apart. So if you haven't seen this movie, which I'm sorry that you haven't, this is the time for you to press pause now. But if you don't care, then come hang out with us for a while and listen to us pick each other's brains about this great movie together.
All right. So now, what is this movie about? Let me tell you. As it shows up in Google, years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroad when they move to the countryside, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other. With tensions already flaring, a nightmarish encounter where a mysterious, unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. The film stars real life married couple Dave Franco and Allison Brie, and also stars Damon Herman and Maya Morrissey, and a directorial debut from Michael Shanks. So, brother, how did you hear about this movie?
I actually I saw a preview for Dave Franco's movie Now You See Me, the new one that's coming out, and I
Right.
absolutely love all those movies. So I
Same.
just like Dave Franco, what else has he been in? What else is he doing? And I just I went down a rabbit hole of Dave Franco and it was like his new movie Together will be coming out soon. So I was like, okay, that I don't know what it's about, but it's a must see already. So then I went to YouTube and I saw the trailer for it and I was just shook at the absolute like I looked at my wife and said, "This could be one of the freakier like movies that we see." And she was like, "I don't want to see that." Jessica, I was like, "No, we're gonna see it." So that's how I came across it. Just one movie led me to another one, and it just continued my fandom for him.
So yeah, for me, I came across it with Sundance because like a couple of years ago, I started doing Sundance, the film festival online. Mind you, we're gonna have to talk about that. That's sidebar.
Yeah,
So, so how I heard about it is that it was premiering at Sundance, and I wanted to have an opportunity to see it, but unfortunately, I think this was one of the movies that was not being showed online. I think it was just being premiered there, on site. So it was like,
okay.
well, that sucks. I'm like, I can't even go see it. Like, I want to be able to see it like at the comfort of my home. But I'm happy that when it finally came theatrically, I was happy that I got to see it in theater because I'm like,
Yeah,
I was not gonna enjoy that movie in the comfort of my house. Like I had to actually be in the theater and actually see this film. So especially after I saw the trailer, because when the trailer finally came out, I was like, all right, I'm like, let me really see what this is about. And then when I saw it, I was like, this is like you said, this is like the most freakiest thing I have ever seen in a minute.
yeah,
And I'm like, I have to check this movie out. So I was just like, hey, I was like, let's go see this movie. I'm like, let's see what it's about. And I'm like, I'm glad that we made that choice.
yeah. Because it was a very interesting watch.
Same for me because I went like it was like late, it was like a late afternoon Saturday. This is the movie I saw after Weapons, mind you. I did like a back to back that day.
Oh, yeah.
And Together was the last movie of the day, so for me. So it wasn't even a full theater, it was a small theater. I was like smack dab in the middle. There was like maybe there was like two girls at the end of the row, and then there was like a few people behind me, and then there was like a few people in the front. So it was actually kind of quiet. So it was actually kind of nice to just be in your own element. And me, I'm like, for me being by myself, it's like no big deal. So it's like nobody talking to me. I can like focus. So it was just
Yeah.
a nice just way of just being able to chew on this movie without someone being like next to you, just like asking like what's going on, because it's like, look, it's like if we're seeing this movie together, you start asking me questions about this movie, it's like, how am I going to tell you if we watching the same movie together? Like, I what's
Time.
going on? Like, don't be talking to me about this stuff. Like, just watch the movie. That's what we came here for. So it was just one of those kind of movies where it's just like, I guess you could say it's like, what the,
Oh,
like
definitely. It's
one
definitely
of
a what the.
those. But in a way, I kind of wish I had somebody to go with, because then I could have been like, yo, like what we just watched. But I enjoyed it. But so let's get into it. So, brother, what are your thoughts about the film?
All right, like you said, it is definitely a WTF movie, but in a good way, and it's actually like WTFF. But first off, I've got to mention the chemistry between the two leads. It was so natural and so real, and that's because, like you said, they're married, and I didn't know that until I went
Yes.
down the rabbit hole, and I was like, wow. And you can feel that married chemistry, or that ease with each other, from the way they talk to each other, the way they fight, and just little looks that you give your husband, your wife. It didn't feel like acting. It feels
Right.
like you were just watching a messy situation, a messy couple, as humans, and that's what it was. And it makes all the weird and outlandish stuff hit even harder once you know that, because it's
Right.
like
Right.
they they have that chemistry, but then they have this freaky science fiction stuff happening to them. So, you know, and the premise of the movie itself was super original. I love that. I love when Hollywood goes away from copying old stuff and just gives us, hey, I had a dream about this. Let's just write about it, or just off the cuff stuff. And
Right.
it's not just another gore heavy body horror flick, because I'm not huge into body horror flicks because they always
Me
get too
either.
gory, and I don't want to see somebody peeling skin back, just doing all that stuff. But
Exactly.
you know, at least not from the absolute start, like, oh, this movie is called such and such, and then automatically I see somebody tearing their head off, or
Right.
some gory stuff like that. So that was, from the start, I was hooked, and the story had me both curious, freaked out, creeped out, and honestly kind of emotionally invested, because, like I said, I knew that they were a real life couple, so I was already invested. So, but even when the pacing slowed down a bit in the middle, because yeah, the middle act does drag a little. It still
Just
kept
a
me
little bit,
interested.
but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But
yeah. Just
I was still in it though.
exactly, like I said, it dragged a little bit, but it still kept me interested. And once it ramps back up towards the end, it really like, hey, it saw me walking away. Then I was like, hey, get the hell back here. I got something else
Yeah.
to say. So that's what it did. It was like they lassoed
It
me
keeps
in
bringing
on
you
my way.
back.
You're right. They lassoed me in on the way to the concession stand. Like, oh, you're gonna miss something. Get back here. So, and one thing I really liked is how the movie balances its tone. Like, and this
Yeah.
was great. This was like, I love this because it mixes humor with horror in a way that makes
Hmm.
it feel new and fresh. And you'll be laughing one second, then cringing the next, which me and my wife was like, ha ha ha. Then was like, oh no no no. Then we're like, ha ha, no shit. So it was just like all over the place. But it's not just for shock value. There's actual
Right.
some heart and everything within the movie, and it gives you more than just the gore, like I said. And that being said, every movie has a up and down part to it, and I do wish some of the subplots were more fleshed out, because the movie teases us with all this cool world building, like the
Hmm.
mysterious colleague, the teacher, the other teacher,
Yeah.
who clearly knows something about what's going on, but they didn't get into it enough. And then at the end of the movie, you see how he was a part of it, the conjoining himself. So explain to me more, like, how did he get there?
Right.
How was he originally a part of or his family, were they originally part of the church when it fell in or whatever? Like,
Right.
give me more of that. And the biggest thing, the mythology behind the cave. Like,
Yeah.
it never really goes anywhere. It goes up to a point of having us intrigued very much, then it just goes somewhere else. Like, hey, this color is blue. Like, no, forget blue. What's going on with this cave? What's going on with this shirt? Like, I need to know more about it. And so it really goes nowhere. And then the other thing that could have been established more was Tim's backstory. We get hints
Mhm.
about his dad's death and his mom's breakdown to the point where we see his dad sitting there and his mom smiling like Chester Cheeto, who just went on a crack high, like choosing
Oh,
like that. So I'm like,
no.
okay, they're gonna. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, they're gonna develop that more. They're gonna
Mhm.
develop it more to say something like that is what's causing him to be so paranoid. Because through the movie, he was kind of off a little bit. And
Mhm.
if I see that and I open the door and see my mom smiling crazy like that, and my dad, then of course, it's going to help. It's going to hurt. It's going to be something that affects me throughout my life. But they didn't.
Right.
Well, they didn't. And I was like, okay, yes, dig into
Mhm.
that. But they never did. And I thought they was going to connect it to what's happening, within the film. And like I said, with him being so, tense and like
Right.
anxious and everything, but it kind of gets left hanging, which feels like a huge missed opportunity. A huge missed opportunity. It could have been a longer movie.
Right.
It's not going to be a 3 hour movie, but just a little bit longer if they just gave us a little bit more backstory. But still, even with those loose ends and loose threads, I had a great time with Together. It's weirdly, it's vastly weird and it's gross, but it's funny and heartfelt. So that's a combo you don't see every day in horror, and definitely more, like I said, than typical horror flicks. And that is my take on this movie. I didn't go too deep into spoilers, but you definitely know what's going on now.
So I'm like, I'm about to. So
So,
I'm about to go into so yeah. So if y'all haven't seen it, just cover your ears, pause, do whatever. But if not, you can just keep listening. But for me, I thought it straight off the gate. I thought it was a great film because it's just like it's. I guess you could say I love how it started because it kind of gives you a background of like, okay, this is about to get freaky because with like the two dogs, like they're like because we already know something's fishy because it's like,
yeah.
all right, we're in the woods, we're searching for two people, and then okay, now the dogs are missing. It's like, okay, why y'all dogs missing? And then of course, when you see the dogs in this cave, you're just like, oh, it's just your typical cave, whatever, whatever. Until they start drinking the water. So it's just like, all right, so it's like they thirsty, whatever. And then it's like, later on, the freaky stuff just starts to happen. And so it's just like, okay, so already we know don't drink the water. Like
And
already,
I
go
wish they
ahead.
would have stuck on the dogs a little longer. Just like give me a little bit more glimpse of that. Just don't give me the 2 second boom, they split, they coming together. But give me just let me see it, then move on. Okay, like
Right,
not that
exactly.
I needed more to understand what's happening, but
Right,
I need more just for the visual effect
right,
that these
right.
two dogs' faces are, so
It was like a split second. You're just like, what
exactly.
is
I'm like,
that?
oh
Like,
shoot.
it's like, hold on, like,
Like I
wait,
didn't get the
like,
complete shock I needed. I got shocked, but I didn't get the
it's like
complete what the.
and so it's just and then like how it just goes into her we get into Tim and Millie and like we see their beginning and so it's like okay they've been together for a minute we can already kind of see Tim is like stuck in a rut with like his music career like he wants to have like a career in music but then his girlfriend Millie she has a new job and it's like pulling him away from the city it's pulling him away from his friends and so he's already seen this. It's like, well, this is not what I want, but he just wants to, just compromise with her and just be like, oh, this will just make her happy, blah blah blah. But you could tell it's not making him happy with what he
Yeah,
wants to do with himself. So
exactly.
and then like the whole scene where like at the party, which to me I got secondhand embarrassment, and this is a movie where she proposes, like where she
Yeah.
got down on one knee and she just like opened up her hand like with a fake ring, and he just stood there, and I was just like, "Bitch, get up!" Like
And
get
everybody
up!
was like, say
They're
something,
just like
let's go. They
they're like,
looking like,
"Oh," it's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm just like, "Girl, get up! Just get up! It's
yeah,
not working. It's not."
I was doing that scene once. I was like, oh, they're gonna get married. And then when he just looked dumbfounded, I was like, all right, please go to the next scene. Please. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
be
was
here.
just,
I don't want to be here
that's
anymore.
why I said I got secondhand embarrassment. And I'm like, this ain't even real. And I was just like, girl, just get up off your feet, just get up on your feet and just walk away. Don't say nothing. Just walk out.
Like
It was just
at this
like
point, you gotta deliver an uppercut or just go on because there's no coming back from that.
just exactly. That's why I was just like, after he was like, "Oh yes, yes, man, too
Yeah, yeah.
late. The door has closed on that. Like, let's just move on."
Closed and burnt down because you just embarrassed the hell out of her.
Exact. That was like the saddest thing ever. So it was just to see how they kind of like came back from that though. So just for them to like be like moving out into the countryside and then like trying to like have like a new chapter start for them. And then the crazy part is like how they're like they went for a hike and everything. And then it's like, how do y'all get it's like how do y'all go somewhere and then you don't know where you're at? It's like, why would you go on a hike in a place that you have no idea where you're going? And this is your first time hiking in this area. Why would you take that chance to be like, oh, let's go this way, let's go that way, and y'all don't have no sense of direction whatsoever? Like that whole scene.
And then what Franco's character what he did was he went off the path and went into the
Exactly.
woods even deeper. And she told him, "Hey, what are you doing? The path is right here. Let's stay here." And he was like, "Oh, it's
Right.
marked. I see it. It's marked. We can easily find our way back." But you've never went hiking before. You live in the city. This is
Ex-
just walking through the woods, point blank, period. But you just think now you're just
like, hey, I'm
Ranger
a
Bob, like
countryman.
exactly. You think you're one of them, the Canadian Mounties, and just can do anything, just go stomping through the
I'm
woods.
just like, no. It's like stay on the beat. It's like stay on the beaten path. Like stay on what you know. Like
And it
that's
was it was clearly like lit up with the sun and everything, but you can see how omnious because the brush was like over the top of it like a canopy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is amazing. Let's go." No, keep your eye. Like immediately when I saw that, I was like, "Yep, here we go.
and
Here
it's
we
like
go."
and so that's why it's like we already know. It's like yeah, of course it has to happen. So, but it was just the fact that it's like when they got down in there, and it was just like okay, so it's like y'all knew y'all were going for a hike, right? Why did y'all go and not have enough water? Like that was my first thing. It's like it's two of you. I'm like, I get that y'all didn't expect y'all were gonna be out there, but it's like, hey, like you need to hydrate. Like you don't know what's
Right?
gonna happen. It's like so it's like yes, y'all. That to me it was just like okay, y'all dumb. So it was just like when he pulled the like the canister out and was just like hey like drink this and he was just like oh here's another bottle and then it's like he went over to the water and I'm just like already I was just like bro you in an unknown cave you don't know what's down there. So what possessed you to be like, oh, it's a cave? Could be like, some fresh spring. Do not trust the water. Like already off the bat, don't trust the water. Leave the water alone. Look, if you just end up dehydrated, you just end up dehydrated. Look, I'd rather
Exactly.
just be dehydrated than have to deal with some nasty water that I don't know where it's from.
And I watch enough National Geographic. I'm not Steve Irwin or anything like that, but I watch enough National Geographic to know that there's amoebas and disgusting things just living
Flesh
in.
eating like
Yeah,
bacteria.
I
Like,
mean,
come
yeah,
on.
you can get every there's living creatures in there that will hurt any body of water. They always say boil the water if you have to drink it, but he just like it was a lake of
Like,
champagne or
let's
something.
go.
He took it to the head. So and like I was just like, first of all, focus on getting out of the cave. Like
Right.
I'm sure you had water this morning, so you're not that dehydrated. I'm sure you done drunk something while you were walking. So don't just sit down there laughing and kiki and focus on getting out of this cave. Like,
Yes.
and then they spent the damn night in the cave. I was
Right.
like, I want to go home
Right.
because
I
this
would have been like, it's time to go. Like, dog. All right.
exactly.
It's like if we can get in. It's like we fell in here. If we gonna find a way out. Like, but also, it was just that whole part to me right there. I was just like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, we don't drink unknown waters. Like,
And
anyway,
he had a lighter with him. He had a lighter, so he could have easily boiled the water. But why do you have that lighter? Well, not to save our lives from this dirty water, obviously. Like,
but
what's
here we're gonna have a cigarette.
right? Exactly. In
We're
a
gonna
cave,
sit
they
here
could
and
have
have conversations.
the cave could have had a bear in it. You don't know. It's a cave,
Right.
and you
It's
you
like we
out in
don't
the
even
woods.
know.
It could have bears. It could have bobcat. Like you don't know, but you just sat there like you was at a Holiday Inn resort or something. Like
Oh my god, sorry y'all, we got the giggles. Um, but moving on, so after the fact when they got in, well, when they finally were finally getting out of the cave, that's when the freaky stuff started. Because like right out the gate, it was like they talking about, oh, it's mold when their legs stuck together. How in the world you gonna create mold
Yeah,
down there in the
yeah,
cave? Like that to me made no sense. I'm like,
none at all.
okay, you guys, but but that's when it was just like, this is when we meet. The what's his name? What was the guy's name? The teacher, Jamie. That's his name. The new guy at the school where
Yeah,
Millie is working at, and she's just like, he just seems overly nice. Like that right there, I knew, boom, red flag. When you meet another character and they're like overly nice, right there, it's like, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you straight sus. Like, I don't trust you. like, I'm like, I don't like you. And I was right. I was right to like not like this guy. But it was just like, oh, he just seems so, just like that kind of person. Like, oh, she could depend on him, whatever, whatever. And then it was like that whole dinner scene when he got there, it was just like you could just see like that switch, like flip in Tim with like how like nice he was with Millie, and it was just like it was annoying Tim to the point that it was like, okay, dude, like she was telling, like Millie was telling Tim like after the dinner, it's like, okay, it's like it's either you want me or you don't. It's like you keep acting like you don't want to be anywhere around me, like you don't want to have this life, but then like when someone shows interest, it's like that's when like you just turn into like this whole different person. And he does, but it's like it's something that he can't understand because of course it deals with what happened in that cave. It's like a force
yeah,
inside them that's like driving him closer to her and he can't explain it. And it's just like, okay, so it's like, what's actually going on? Like, what does that water like really represent? And so, like you said, with the mythology of everything, well, I think it was like I think he said like the Astrophanes theory of,
yeah.
I think of Eros, where it's like,
We were born with extra arms and everything, and
right,
they said that the God split us apart, and that
right,
was the other half was our other half, and we
right.
spend our whole life trying to find them. So yeah, I thought that I was
I
like, okay,
understood that. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that.
I was like, okay, thank you for giving me that. That makes
Thank
sense.
you.
Yeah, but still, you never tell me how the water got anointed. And like
Right.
you said, when Jamie came to the door unexpected, he just showed up.
Mhm.
I was like, "Yep, he's an asshole. He's the bad guy." He because nobody would do that. I was like, "Yep, he's the bad guy." And then you
Right.
said, like you said, Jamie was showing like he wasn't over the top flirting with Millie, but you could still
Mhm.
there was hinges of flirting, and the water had already got inside Tim, so that was making him like defend like this mine, she's mine. I gotta defend. I gotta. But then
Mhm.
his defending made him an asshole too a little bit to Millie. So it was just like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, showing I'm puffing up my chest. I'm the big gorilla in this house. She's mine. But he still was like he was being an asshole, and that made
right.
Jamie look even better.
Right.
So yeah, I knew at that moment, as soon as they opened the door and it was him, I was like, oh, yep, he's the bad guy. Here we go.
And then like also I had to agree with you on the thing too. It's like also it's like we realize is that Tim also deals with like mental issues as it seems, like mental
Mhm.
health issues, because it's like it seems like it was like recently that he like saw his dad like, RIP in the bed,
Yeah,
and his mom is just like sitting there with his rotting corpse. Like, okay, so it's like we didn't get down to like the nitty gritty of that situation. So it was like another subplot that was thrown in there, but we didn't get like the whole gist of it. We just got like the surface. Like we didn't dig deep into that. So it
yeah,
was just like, okay, we know he has mental health issues. Okay, we know he has to take his pills. And it's just like, all right. So it's just like we start seeing him, which seems to be like a manic episode when he like drags himself to Millie's workplace after he's supposed to be going into the city for a gig.
yeah,
Because at first, that's what I thought. I was like, oh snap. I was like, did this dude forget to take his pills? Like, because I thought he literally just had like a manic episode and not thinking, no, it's
yeah.
that for this like that well, not natural, it was that supernatural force that was like pulling him to her.
I was like, natural. I hope not. Let me
Yeah.
tell my wife to go to the Holiday Inn for the night because I'm not about to. But yeah, natural.
but
Oh my god!
yeah,
Like I
that
love you,
whole
but I'm gonna sleep in the car tonight. But
but
the
yeah,
the
that
scene that got me and showed me that he was really going through something because of the water was when he was in the shower and she made a
Yeah.
turn, and he would turn the same way and bashed his head up against the, I was like, oh, it's a force keep, like, if he, like I said automatically, okay, if he was outside, he would walk towards where, and if her car turned, he would do the same thing. And the fact
Right.
that I like that because it showed him hurting himself, but it let us know it's so strong. Like even the self-preservation, don't cause yourself pain. It's nothing. It's that force. If you brush your head open while you're doing it, who cares? Break a leg, break a tooth, break whatever. The force is gonna get you in that direction. So that, and then when they did that, that made, like you said, the bus stop scene where he was supposed to go, that made it even, like, because he couldn't, and then he left all his valuable
Yeah,
instruments
I was
just
just like,
sitting there. I was
like
like,
he like
yeah,
all his stuff. I was like,
yeah.
something's not right. And then like the
And
scene,
nobody
like
ever said anything about that either. Nobody ever
right,
said,
like
hey, what
nobody
is,
didn't, like
but
nobody like noticed him like walking down the street or like anything
yeah,
like off or anything. And like even like the scene in the house when he's like at the computer and he's like messing with music and like all of a sudden it's like she all up against the wall or like the
yeah.
window and it's like that force is like bringing her off her feet and it's like what is going on? It's like
And
it
that was hilarious because he was like, oh, the hell with this, or something
yeah,
like that. He said,
he was like freaking out. He was like, bro, and like, wait, didn't he have to slap her or something? It was like I think he
yeah,
had to slap her to wake her up or
and she thought it was like abuse because she didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah, and he was like, it was something that he said too. It was like you said, it was something he said, and it was funny. I was like, no, he had to slap you to wake you up.
Yeah,
Like you came down them. I'm trying to figure out how she came down them steps because it's like
yeah, because that's what she should have been asking. Like, okay, you slapped me, but what am I even doing down here?
exactly. It's like if you were in bed and you're downstairs,
like,
you
I would have been like, Millie,
worried,
you know, I didn't drag you all the way out of bed, put you on the floor just to slap you. Like, come on
right?
now, something's
Yeah,
going
I think
on.
it was something like she said, "Are you crazy?" He's like, "I'm crazy." It was,
Like, did you see what you were just doing? Like,
but no, that scene, like, I'm gonna have to go back to that scene, like the scene after the train station when he like finally gets to her, and it's like, and unfortunately, it had to be at the school. I hate that it was at the school. I was
yeah,
like, why would you do this at the school? But of course, they finally get to have their intimate moment, but that intimate moment turns gnarly. It turns all kinds of bad because I was just
it,
like, oh, I'm like, okay, y'all just did. I'm like, y'all just did it.
it, it went from intimate, adventurous sex moment to
To a
Chinese
hundred.
finger trap. Like Chinese finger trap. What is going on? Like,
I was shocked. I was just like, wait. I was like, oh no. I was like, are they? I was like, please somebody. It's like he trying to come up.
yeah.
Man, I was like, are they stuck together? I was just like when that happened, I was like, okay, y'all taking body horror like
Dude,
just
they
just
notched it up on that one because they was
y'all just
already
went
in
up a
close.
level for me because I'm not thinking that y'all gonna be like, okay, we gonna have sex, and then when we get ready to pull out, we gonna be stuck. I was just like, oh, this is
And
gonna
the
be
close
all bad.
the
The whole
environment,
scene,
yeah, and the close environment that they was in, so they couldn't really go anywhere. That added intensity to it. Then Jamie, of course, he had to come in. Well, no, a
it's
child
the
came
kid.
in.
Yeah, it was
A
a kid
kid
that came
came
in.
in, and then of course the kid went and got Jamie, and then now that you watch the movie, you realize Jamie knew all along what was going
Right,
on. That's
right.
why he was just like, oh, it's just women troubles or more women time. So he didn't,
Yeah,
and he knew all along what was going on.
yeah.
He
He was
knew
just
why
ignoring
Tim
it.
was there. Yeah,
He was just like,
he was
okay, la
probably
la
like,
la
okay,
la.
yes. He was probably like,
Like
yes, it's happening.
and that's what I because especially like because like the scene when he's like when Jamie's getting ready to walk out and he just like look, he did like the look back and it's like he saw Tim
So the
seat come
feet,
down
yep.
and I was just like, dog, I'm like you gotta wait a little bit longer, but I mean it had to happen for him to see it,
Plus,
but
Tim just went through a traumatic. Oh my God, I can't even.
bro, sorry,
Went
but
through
this
a,
man's
he
penis
just
had to be all apart, like
It's
it,
just like a Play-Doh moment for something that's not supposed to be Play-Doh. Like,
it was
I'm
like
like,
Mr. He was Mr. Fantastic getting stretched in the wrong area.
Stretch Armstrong. Oh, you're right. And yeah, so I would have been like, look, I'm goddamn it, the hell with this job. I'm going to the house. Yeah, look, Jamie, I'm
Yeah,
in here. Yeah, I mean, now can I get a ride to the hospital?
Yeah, it's like she's just gonna be stuck to me
Yeah,
because it
because
was just
she
the fact
said,
that she was like, "I'm sorry," and she
yeah,
just,
exactly. That's what I was just
ah,
about to say. She knew she was about to cause this man extreme harm, and she
what?
cuffed his face and looked him dead in the eye. Look, I'm sorry, but it has to be, and just yank. Like, oh, imagine ripping a band-aid off. Imagine being the hairiest person in the world and having a huge band-aid on your arm, and then having the band speedboat, then the speedboat take off. That's what I think. That's the
That is
analogy. That's the imaginative feats. Oh my God. So yeah, that scene was
that is
crazy.
serious pain. I look, I was just like thinking like, oh, I'm like, it's their intimate moment. I'm like, they're finally having a moment, not thinking it's gonna turn into horror like shortly
Not at all.
after. I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. It was
The
so
worst thing I thought was gonna happen was she was gonna get caught and she was gonna have
right,
to go talk to her boss. She wasn't gonna
right,
lose her job, but they was gonna say, "Hey, I
right.
don't know how you did it in the city, but we don't do that here, kids." That kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it went
It
left.
just
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
god, that was so great. But my other part for that movie, like with the body horror, because I felt like because look, they didn't have to. I think it was done to the point that it was. I guess you could say it was tasteful. It wasn't like too like oh my god, like to the point that it had to be like. I guess you could say what is it like NC-17? It wasn't like grotesque or anything. I think the
Yeah.
only grotesque one really was the scene in the bathroom because that right there was just like oh, I was just like I don't even have a penis and I felt pain. So
And you said it wasn't too grotesque. That they didn't even show anything, but just to
no,
imagine your own imagination makes it
you're right.
grotesque because you obviously can use your logic. You can use your imagination.
Hmm.
You put logic and your imagination together, and what you
Yeah.
come up with in your head makes that moment a rated whatever. It's not
Hmm.
rateable because it's just like it's a do not watch this scene based off your
Right.
imagination and the logic behind it. So yeah.
Or like the scene, or like the scene where she's like Tim, she's like you're on my hair, and this man got like a
Oh
fit,
my.
like a mouthful of hair. I was just like, bro, I'm like, just like
And she still didn't get it after that. She still didn't
no.
get it. She still was like, "Oh, Tim's just a
It's
hair eater, I guess. Maybe I should
it's
wrap my
like
hair
what's
up at
wrong
night."
with you, like
Like you
dude, like I
saw,
don't
he
think you
wasn't
saw
even there. He wasn't even awake. He had that dumb doe-eyed look, and he was just
yeah.
sucking it down like a Slurpee on a Sunday afternoon. Like he was just going to town on her head and she was just sitting there like, "Tim, you on
Like,
my head." Then turn around and you see him staring
like
at you like that.
like
Like,
what?
Tim, are you okay? What's going on? You wasn't there. And then he tell you, I don't know what's going on. And she just like, yeah, you knew what was going on. Like,
Bro, just
like,
it's
look, your
just
hair is too.
crazy. It did.
Oh,
But then my thing was this also like my other scene which was crazy was that the one where I think it was the one where they're that night where he had found out like at the beginning of the movie where with the dogs and everything we find out that there was hikers before that was out there
uh-huh.
got lost and we don't know what happened to them. And so that same night, it's like where they're like drawn to each other, and it was like their bodies started contorting in different ways because that was
Yeah,
the night where they were like in separate rooms,
yeah.
but they still found a way to each
Hang
other. So
together.
it
Yeah,
didn't even matter that they were different, opposite sides of the house. Like she's like one room down, and he's like on the other side of the hallway. But it was just
yeah,
like just the way that their bodies were just being like dragged and like twisted and like especially her when she came out of the room and she was like on her knees and her and she was just like coming up. I was just
bent
like
backwards. Yeah,
that part to me was like the creepiest thing in life. Like if I saw somebody like that in the middle of the hallway, I would have just went right back in my room and closed that door. Like I don't have time for the crazy freaky mess. Like that to me it was like the creepiest thing. And then just watching Tim trying to fight it and him like trying to tell her like, hey, like just fight it. Like we can't
yeah.
let this happen. But it got manic to the point it was like find my pills because he's on the muscle relaxant.
The
So
muscle relaxer. Yep.
it's just like watching them like pound down these pills or like snorting them and it was just like
Yeah,
that
because I
whole
was like, they gonna mess around and overdose. They don't gotta worry about being together. They gonna die because, like you said, they were just like Tic Tacs.
just
Like, damn.
exactly like
And
Altoids just chewing on them
right,
like
and that scene had I love that scene because it showed how strong the force not to make a Star Wars reference, but it showed how strong the force of that supernatural was. Like he was trying to fight it. She was too focused on what's going on. Why am I doing?
Well,
Fight
yeah,
it. Don't worry
like
about
fight it,
it.
like he
Just
said,
stop it.
fight
Fight it.
it.
Like, yeah, grab something, like fight it. Don't, what's going on? And then she just allowing herself to do backflips and turn, could get all contorted. Like, stop talking, just fight.
And that's why I thought it was crazy because like how they were like trying to consume those pills in a panic. It was like they ended up passing out because it was like
Yeah.
like okay because it's like you keep taking these pills. It's like either like you said, either you're gonna OD or you just gonna like they did pass out. But what I wasn't expecting was them to he wakes up and he's tied to a chair with her, and she was just like
My favorite
okay.
scene.
I was like, okay. I was just like, she was just like, I love you. And I was just like, and he was just like, what's going on? Like, my dog, like, my man was just like struggling. Like, why? He's just like, why am I strapped to a chair? Like, what are you
Right.
doing? And I knew because I just remember that scene, like in the beginning, where he sees like that. I think was it like that?
The chainsaw
Yeah,
thing,
like
the
that
hands.
mechanical,
Yeah.
the
Yep. Exactly.
mechanical, whatever chainsaw, whatever. I was like, I know that. I'm like, that's gonna come into play
Thank you, thank you.
somewhere. I'm like,
I looked over at my wife at that exact moment. I was like, "Hey, remember that chainsaw? Hey,
yeah.
oh, get up! Stop talking to me. Okay, just remember the dang chainsaw. That's all. Shit. Like, goddamn.
I'm like, look, look. When they lingered on it a little too long, I was like,
Exactly.
it's gonna come back into play
Plus, there was no
somewhere.
logical reason to show us that in that moment. There
Right.
was
They're
no
not just
so
gonna show us anything without it
exactly,
being something. Like it's like we
exactly.
know. So I just love the fact that they that it worked. Like I knew it was gonna come into play, just not in like that.
In that way, yeah.
So it was just like okay, so now it's like, all right, now we're just gonna have to saw our limbs apart. It's just like it was just like all bad, just the blood and everything, and it was just like, all right, now we're gonna go to the hospital. Now my thing was this: it's like, how do you forget your car keys at this man's house? Like,
Thank
who
you.
does that? I was like, this is the reason.
When did she even go? Like, I'm not remembering, but in the movie, I didn't want to think about it too hard in the movie because I was
Right,
trying to focus on. But
right.
when did she drive to his house? Didn't she walk the first time?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how does she? It's like, why would she have the keys on her if she's gonna
Yeah.
walk to his house
Okay.
when he
Okay.
says when he
I
told
made a
her,
note.
"Hey,
I made a
I'm your
note that I made a
yeah,
note to ask you that because I didn't know if
yeah."
I missed something or I looked
No,
away.
you
But
didn't.
I was like, they live so close together.
Right,
You're showing me that you could walk. So you walked both times you went. So why
right,
are your keys over there? Like,
right. That's why I was like trying to figure that out. I was like, why is she? I'm like, why? I'm like, why? When she was like, I left the car keys at his house. I'm like, how do you leave your keys at somebody else's house? Like, like we just said, you didn't drive there. Oh boy, told you that the house wasn't that far. You could just
yeah.
walk, and like they showed that they walked to the house. Like, and they walk. I'm like, that's why I was just like so confused by. I'm like, okay, so why'd you leave the keys? Why'd you bring?
And why, even if you brought the keys, you were the first time you went over there, you was wearing a jacket or something, so it has pockets. Why would you just be holding the keys in your hand? Like, it's just so much to that.
It
But
was just dumb stuff. Like it was just like I'm like I hate that we being nitpicky, but that right there, I
thank
was
you,
just
Jeff.
like, why would you take the keys if you don't need the keys? And if the dude is at the house, he can let you in the house.
Let you in
So
the
it's
house.
like,
Thank you.
why do you need the keys if you didn't drive yourself to the house? Like,
Exactly. And
it didn't make
in with
sense.
those kind of couples and those kind of house, they have a shooter or a hook where you hang the keys. So there's no reason you
Thank
just
you.
walking around with keys. But
Thank you.
let's go back one scene to my favorite
Okay.
scene in the movie when he was tied to the chair, and right before she did the cut, she said, she was like, I'm sorry. And then she was like, well, obviously you were right. I believe you now. Like, don't apologize. Don't tell me I'm right now when you're about to cut. So, that was funny to me. That was
Right.
funny that's the moment,
You believe
right?
now? It's like now
Like,
you understand what's going on.
he
Like,
was like, just do it.
yeah, it's like, girl, look, it's like you see, we already tied. It's like we are fused together. Just do it. Like,
Exactly.
look, like give me some alcohol real quick to pound, and then
Right.
just give me something to bite onto. So you just start sawing away. Like,
Tell me I'm right after you violently
right?
cut my skin.
Like, yeah, I was just like, girl, it's too late for you to be like, oh, I know now. It's like I get no, it's too late. Like,
That was hilarious to me.
so going back now to
Back
when they
to the
were
keys of
getting,
the house, yeah.
yeah, so like now that they're going back, so she's telling him, hey, stay here. Don't leave. Don't leave this house until I come back. So of course, when she said that, I already knew. I'm like, this dumb dumb is not gonna stay here. So Tim ventures off back into the woods while she goes back to the house. So it's like, okay, this is when we're gonna start figuring some stuff out. Like we have to start figuring stuff out now. So like so now it's like we're starting to figure out more of of the what is it, the stupid new age church, because
Yeah.
like before, like in like at the early on in the beginning of the movie, Jamie explains that it was a new age church before it caved in. So it's like, okay, so he knows a little bit because like you said, it's like that countryside, it's like where they're at, it's not that big. So like of course everybody knows that history, but of course they're not gonna talk about it. So but anyway, so with Tim like going out there, I'm just like, okay, so like why would you go back out there? What's the reason? But I can see what his reason is like he wants to know what's going on. Like he wants to know what is really fusing them together. So that's why I
Yeah.
kind of like love the scenes where Millie goes into Jamie's house and we see this video being played. And so, and then it's like it goes back and forth with her watching this video, Tim being down in his cave. He's starting to see stuff on the walls, and then it's like we're seeing Millie watching this video, seeing what's actually going on. And then, we come to find out what's happening. It's like Jamie was a part of this, whatever you want to call this church cult, whatever you want to call it. He and his other half is already fused together, which was nuts to me.
And you saw the first time she went to his house, he said, "Can I show you a video?" He tried to show her the first time, but she was like, "I have to go." Like
Yeah, she's like, I gotta leave. I gotta
something
go.
triggered
Like,
her to leave. Oh no,
right.
was it Tim standing outside? Yeah, Tim was standing
Yeah,
outside, and
Tim was outside.
that's why
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, I gotta go." So yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because he was trying to he was giving her that chance right there, like, hey, like I have something to show you. But it's like,
yeah,
no, but which I totally forgot about that. See, thank you for bringing that back up. I
yeah,
like totally
yeah.
forgot about that. But yeah, so he was just like, telling her, Jamie just being weird. Just, she was like watching the tape and she couldn't recognize him. But I knew right out the bat one of them was Jamie. Like I already
Oh yeah.
knew. Like you can look at him and tell. That's why I was like, how could she like not tell like who was who? But it's like you can tell one of them looks just like Jamie. But it was just
And
crazy.
not to interrupt you, but in the first time she went to his house, not only did he
Right.
say, "You want to watch a video," but he also told her that his partner had died.
You're right.
And that kind of triggered me too. Like,
Right.
okay, he's trying to show her a video. I was like, I think he's a part of it. And so
Right.
that and like you said, that's how another way you could recognize the guy in the video was, just remembering that part. So
Right. And so, and then and just like with Tim being down there in that cave, I was just like, okay, I'm like, he gonna come across something that he don't want to come across. And lo and behold, he come across the two hikers that was missing from the beginning of the movie,
the
but
couple, yeah,
they did not fuse so well because it looks like,
they fought it.
yeah, because they fought it because the one half, which was the guy's side, he was killed mid fusion because he didn't want to, he didn't want to end up like what they looked like. So it's just like he didn't want to become
Yeah.
together. Like he wanted to be one. So he was like, screw it. So he like, he killed himself. And then so it was just that whole scene right there where they came out and they were like combined. I was just like, okay, this is like straight up nightmare fuel. Like
Exactly.
nobody want to be seeing this kind of stuff just like in the middle of the dark. You just standing there and all of a sudden just something's like help me, and it's like oh my god, like what is that? Like Jesus Christ!
And then he cuts off the fingers and stabs it in the neck,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it didn't seem like it did much damage. It was still
it,
coming. They were
yeah.
still
So it's just
coming.
like
So
dog, just get out. So
and
it's so
and Jamie told her, like, after he cut her wrist or whatever, he told her, like,
yeah,
basically just go with it. It's
right,
worse if you fight it. And then you see
right,
that the couple fought it, and what happened. So
right.
Jimmy pretty much told us. He told us, like, he was telling us throughout the movie. He was telling them, they just didn't listen. So
It's like they did not care to listen. It's like we don't care. Like so, and what you trying to say?
and
Like
Yeah, it didn't
Look
go
what
good.
happened. He's like, and lo and behold, what the heck happened, man? Like, what in the world is in
I'm not mad at Tim for going back into the cave because
right?
you're dealing with something that supernatural, and that's where it started. You need answers. You need some kind of answers.
You
But
need to know something. You got to figure something
Millie,
out.
Millie, I didn't like the whole "let's go to the hospital" and tell him what. What
Yeah,
we gonna
because
tell
you
him? We
ain't gonna be able
stuck?
to tell him anything. Like,
Like,
hey, like we were fused together. I had to cut my husband's arm off, and I'm like, you can't.
what you gonna do? Show them? You just gonna stand
Right?
together
Like,
and
hey,
and then they not gonna be able to do nothing but cut you again. Like, no,
you're
you
right.
need to
You're
go
right.
where it started.
It's like they're gonna look at you like you're crazy and be like, arrest this bitch. Like she nuts. Like, what's going
Like they're
on?
gonna put you in a lab and cut you up. That's what they're gonna do.
51.
X-File style. They're gonna call Skoda and Motor. Look, this y'all department. We can't do nothing with that. And it's going Area
it's so,
51.
it's so when they finally get back to each other, because of course Millie gets away from James, because dude is
Mhm.
crazy, but it was just the way that he ended up. But this was my thing that like really made me mad, is this like Millie let that man get up close enough to her to cut her. And if you
Mhm.
notice, he cut her in the way that they were cut in that video. Like the cut was like, I think it was kind of like, what was it, like straight down, I think.
Yeah, it was straight.
And so I was just like, I'm like, why would you let this man get that close to you to get that kind of a cut? And that was like a serious cut.
Yeah,
And
because he had that ring on and
yeah,
he
it just
did
went
just
swoop.
gashed her.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, okay, ma'am. I'm like, why would you like you just let that man get that close to you to do that? But of course, it was a reason. So when they finally got to each other, it was like I hated that, because it was like he was trying to off himself. Tim was. He was like, look,
Yeah.
for us to end it, one of us has to die. So he was like, I'll do it. He's like, I don't have a problem. Like, just stay away from me. Like, I'll like I'll just take I'll take on the sacrifice. And she was like, no,
Yeah.
because it's like she already been cut. So it's like we
Yeah.
don't
Like
have
I'm
to
literally
do.
bleeding to
Yeah,
death. Don't wait.
I'm
You don't
literally
have to do
bleeding
it.
out. Like you don't have to hurt yourself for me,
Because
for
that
me
was
to
not a
live.
small cut. It
And
was
this
a
shit
open wound. It was not. It was a
that was gonna
gaping.
need stitches.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like she
Stitches
was
and a lot
not.
of prayer. Because yeah, it was bleeding like crazy.
Exactly. So it's like they knew. It's like she knew she wasn't gonna make it. So that's why she's pleading with him, like, hey, like, don't do it. Like, you live. Like, I'm okay. It's just like until it's like, okay, so we're gonna have one of these moments where one of them lives and then the other
Yeah.
one, like one gets to move on and the other one don't. I'm like, what kind of? I'm like, but I get it, because then it would have been kind of like a what, like one of them kind of love stories, like, oh, one,
Sacrifice. Love
like one
sacrifice
has to,
movie.
right, one has to die to survive, that kind of thing. But that's not what happened though. That is not what we got. I mean, the movie is called Together for a
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
So it was just crazy. So to find her, like, he finds out that she's bleeding out, but then it's like the screen goes to black. So here I am thinking like, oh, we're gonna see Tim like living like another life, like in the city, and him just living on for her, whatever, whatever. No, we find these two still in the house and fused together. Tim had the Tim saved her, and now they're at this point where they are now finally accepting their fate. Like, hey, like we are in love with each other. Like one can't live without the other. So it's
Yeah.
like it was one of those,
And
and I was just like, oh, this is like this is
and
insane, but
Millie,
I totally get it.
yeah. Millie passed out. That was the fade to black was Millie passing out. And
Right.
then when Millie woke up, because Millie expected to wake up in heaven. So when she woke up and was back on her couch, she was like, what
Like what
the
the
hell am I? She was like, my
yeah, what's
heaven is my
going
living
on?
room. Like my heaven is my living room.
It's like what the
So
hell?
yeah, so he told her it was the only way to stop the bleeding, and he lifted up the arm and showed them fused together. Like it wasn't. It was like I don't know. I don't know if in that situation I'm fusing with you or I'm just walking backwards with my arms up like hey but like you said in that moment once she woke up obviously she was not bleeding anymore, the wound was
Mm-hmm.
healed, and they just got naked and we got a gory little body fusion scene that was both romantic, creepy, and cringeworthy all at once.
But already I love the fact that because this is the scene that I wanted to get to, and I love that it was then the final act. The thing that I loved about it is that they affirmed their their love for each other, and they kudos to whoever thought of this idea of the needle drop of Spice Girls to become
Oh
one.
yeah.
Like the song was perfect because I already knew I was like, we're gonna come back to the Spice Girls vinyl because when Millie had pointed it out at like when she was talking to her friend, she was like,
Hmm.
oh, she was like the first thing that he ever did was like got me Spice Girls on vinyl. And so I was just like, oh, I'm like, that's so cute. I'm like, that's so romantic. I was like, look, I got Spice Girls on vinyl. Hey. But I just knew that we were going to come back to it, but it did not click to me that that would be the song that they would be playing. Because already off the bat, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to nitpick like an MFer. But when he put the album on vinyl, the first song you hear is not To Become One. The first song you're gonna hear is Wannabe. So that's when I knew I was like, yeah, this is not gonna be right. It's not gonna be correct
Yeah.
whatsoever. Because I'm like, the first song you're gonna hear off that very first album is Wannabe. Then it's what was that song that I love? Oh my god, Gotta Be There. And then it was To Become One. To Become One is the third song off that album. Anyway,
He hit the skip button. He hit the skip button. That's all. Just a
but,
couple of
but
skips.
anyway,
That's it. Just he got
anyway.
that new age record player. You just hit the
I'm
skip
sorry,
button.
y'all. I'm sorry, but anyway, I just knew. I was just like, as soon as he put, he put the needle down. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, he about to play Spice Girls, but I was like, Wannabe is gonna be the first song. But then I heard Two Become One. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I was like, that was like the song. That was like the smartest choice. Like, I love the fact that that's what they slow dance to. And it was just like so cute because it's like, oh, like they're having a moment, they get naked, whatever. But then, like you said, it becomes gnarly, freaky, just it's just insane because it's like you're literally seeing them just come together as one, like literally. Like that whole scene when they got close to the eyeballs and their
Oh
eyelashes
my God.
started,
That's
like I
it.
was like, oh my god, I was
The
just
eyeball touching, like,
you're like,
and like the preview kind of alluded to it, and
yes,
all through the movie, that's really the point that I was waiting for to see how they were going to bring that, how they was going to bring that into into the film in a way
yes.
that wasn't just over the top, and it was crazy. Like I was like,
That
oh,
whole
oh,
scene
oh.
was nuts. I was just like, there was a few times where it was like, I was real shocked with myself that I actually sat there and watched it without looking away. Like
Yeah,
this is like the first time where it's like, okay, this movie deals with body horror, and like we said, I'm not all that great with it, but this is the first time where I actually was like, okay, just keep your eyes on the screen, like don't look away. I was like, don't look away,
now
but I
if
was
they
just
had
like,
actually shown the two eyeballs jumping into each other,
yeah,
becoming, I might have lost my popcorn right there.
yeah,
Just
I would have been like, okay, maybe I should have been looking away or something
exactly.
because I'm like, it
I
was too
would have.
much. But
They did it.
they
They
did
did
it
it
very
grossly and like freakily, but not over the
much.
top,
Yeah,
negligently gory way. It was
yeah,
it
they
was
didn't do
enough.
it
It was
negative.
just enough.
Yeah, complimentary. It was very complimentary. But the only thing I'm like, the only thing I just didn't like was like because I totally forgot that her parents were supposed to show up that weekend. Like
Yeah.
I totally forgot that Millie's parents were supposed to show up. So when her parents get there, and the door opens, we're seeing somebody that we don't even know who it is, but we know who it is because we know it's Millie and Tim have completed that process of fusing together. But also, what the hell is her parents gonna think when they see just this person in this house, and then they're gonna be like, okay, where's my daughter and where's her boyfriend? Like, we're supposed to be meeting them. Like, are they gonna say something to the parents when they walk in the door? Because just that right there,
I'm
I was
not
like, what the
I'm not even I wasn't even baffled. I was baffled before that part. Like you said once they open the door, like what the hell is gonna happen? And that's baffled you, but I was baffled as soon as they showed the parents' feet and all that blood was on the ground. Like, how are you gonna explain that? Like there was so much blood on the ground. Her parents can open the door and see that one person and think, did you murder Tim? Did you murder Millie? Who are you?
right?
Like it's just that's what baffled me. And like they said her parents was coming that weekend. I didn't know they was gonna be like, was that the exact day, just a couple hours later, or was that the next day and Millie just didn't go outside and clean up that blood or that like that's what got me. And I do like how when the person opened the door at the end after the infusion, it was more Millie than Tim because
Yeah,
she was the lead power of that relationship. And
right.
Tim was the weaker, he was going through stuff. So I do like the fact that it was Millie who came out as the lead dog in the fusion rather than Tim, because Millie knew where
Mhm.
her life was going and everything, and Tim was just, the wandering, trying to figure out dealing with stuff. So I do like how they. That's a small little detail, but I do like how they left it up to her
Right.
being the lead person.
Because it's like because how they so like how they did it, they said that she was filmed wearing a wig and makeup to recreate his eyebrows and brown contacts because he has brown eyes,
Yeah,
and then he did like the motion tracking dots on his face while filmed on the same like same location, and then like his jaws and lips were digitally composited onto her face to like make them seem conjoined together at the end.
yeah,
But still it like threw me off because I was like, okay, so that's how we're gonna end it. Like we're just that's it. Like we're not gonna get an explanation. But even though we already know like what happened, because I love the fact that they went back and showed the little bell
yeah,
at the top, so we know like okay, like this actually happened. They're a part of our this whole thing because we know Jamie's not dead. Jamie's still alive. So it's like okay, so it was like, what's going on? What are we gonna do here? Like, so it was just like one of those things. It was just like, all right, it's like you can either run with this or just end it like that and just have us sitting here like, okay, so like, what's next? What happened? Like, what's going on? Did anything like
yeah.
transpire? Like, we won't know. And in a way, and that's why I have like a love hate with that ending because it's like we don't know and we won't know.
I
And
took
so
it as I took it as the confusion with the parents. I don't know how to explain that because I don't know how she explained that, or if she just sat the parents down and said, "Look, this is what happened. I know it's hard to believe, but this is what happened," and that explained. If she just went from start to finish explaining it, that would explain to her parents the blood outside and everything else like that. And she could possibly get Jamie to come over, show her parents the video. Okay, that gets the parents out of the way. They hate it, but they understand. And then I'm thinking that she kept her job at the school because Jamie, was a teacher at the school, and I'm sure other people like you in the community know other people in the community might be blended too. So I think it would, from my standpoint, it's easy for her to blend in with the rest of the community around without them asking, "Oh, what happened to Tim? What happened?" And for them just to know, okay, she's blended too. Welcome to our
right,
community.
right.
Go on about your business. Because if Jamie know, then other people in the community know. So that's what I think. And they didn't meet that many people to begin with anyway.
No, they didn't. That's the
So
crazy part. I'm like, I get that it's a countryside, whatever, but I'm like, I feel like there should be like more people than just Jamie.
yeah,
And it's just
exactly.
like, how we met the little girl at the beginning, like like one of her students, when she was like, when she
Oh
saw her
yeah.
drawing that picture, and she's like, oh, she's like, what is that? And she was like, my dogs, and it was just like, shouldn't you be questioning the picture of the dogs? Like, what's going on with the dogs? Like, why the dogs look like they're fused together? Like, I'm lost. Like, what's that about? Like, we never went back to that. We just saw it and it was just like, okay, so we know something's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, and we just never saw that little girl again. Never saw the dogs again. Never saw her dad again. Like they just disappeared. They just disappeared.
It would have been nice to have her like maybe talking to Jamie in the teachers lounge and just
Right.
just casually talking, and
Right.
then him say something like, does XYZ ever happen to you? Because like, or welcome to the church, or just them talking about what happens
Right.
next. That lets us know, okay, her and Jamie are talking about the community, or even better, have her and a couple of other teachers and Jamie sitting at the table talking about it. That would let us know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, she's filtered back into the community because everybody else around knew already. The limited
Right.
people, the limited staff, and as far as the kids go, you don't need to say, "Hey, this is Mrs. Such and Such. She fused with her." No, you can just say this. You can give her a whole new name if you wanted to, or just
Right.
say, or they kid. You can just say, "This is Mrs. Whatever," and still,
Right.
oh, why does she look different? Mind the business. Don't
Right.
don't worry about it. So that aspect of it.
Exactly. I get it. So
But yeah, it definitely was a ending that you had to bring your own interpretation to, like a find your own adventure book. You had to bring your own
basically,
interpretation to
yeah,
it.
because it's like you don't know where this movie could have. It's like this movie is kind of like a vague, like this is like a vague, like open. What is it like? Open ended? Is it like open?
Open
Open?
ended, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
open
I was
ended,
like.
yes.
Yeah, so it's like anything is possible. I'm like, I hope they don't, I'm like, I think it's like one of those that it's like one and done. Like, don't Don't do
Oh yeah,
anything
this it
else.
can't have
Like
a
just
part.
leave it
It,
alone. Like you can't do like,
yeah,
don't touch it. Just leave it how it is. Like it's fine the way it is. Even though I think the just the ending, it just is my way of having like a love hate like relationship with it. But I mean, I can deal with that. So, did you have any more thoughts about the film, brother?
I know you said you have a love hate for the ending, but I kind of like that it left us questioning, but it didn't leave us with a million other than the subplots not being explained. But it didn't leave
Right.
us with a million and one more questions. It just left us with, oh man, I wonder how they fused back in the community, or I wonder how what happened to Jamie. Like those couple of questions, which is sometimes good to let your mind wander with
Right.
stuff like that. So that's kind of creative writing and everything. And I could see Hollywood just being Hollywood, giving this movie a part two, like together, the uncoupling, the like together too, the uncoupling,
Don't
like
give them any
like
ideas
yeah,
now.
Hollywood, if you're listening, just put earmuffs on that part. No, I didn't just say that. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was creepy. It was entertaining and it was creative. So I definitely enjoyed it for that. And yeah, that's all I have to say for that one.
All right. So after tearing it apart, what rating would you give it?
I gave it a 3.5 stars out of 5. If you want to read my full review of it, you can go over to my letterbox at the Hazel Eye Movie Guy, like I said previously, and read over my full review of it. But yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars.
I did too. I actually gave it 3.5 as well. I didn't give too much of a full like review, but if you want to see what I had to say, you can check it out on Letterbox under Edna Mode. Yes, that Edna Mode. But yeah, I I wish I could have gave it the 4, but maybe I
Yeah,
will when I give it a rewatch. We'll see. But right now, it's sitting at a nice 3.5.
I can't. I even if I rewatch it a million times, I won't be able to give it a 4 because the subplots just leave so much on the table. It's like you eat. It's like the
True.
movie is a steak, but you only eat one piece of the steak and leave so much left. There was so much that could have been explored to it to make it would have made it so much better.
I
Not saying
get
it was
it.
a bad movie, but it would have made it so much more. So yeah, a solid 3.5 is good for an original script and for his the director's first time,
All right.
out. So yeah.
Okay. I get it. All right.
All right. Now that we're at the end of the show, we just want to give a little love for any other film, movie series, TV series, or game that we've been appreciating right now. So, what do you want to show love to, Chantel?
Right now, I've been watching this little show that's on FX and FX on Hulu. So if you're an Alien fan like I am, it's the series called Alien Earth. It just premiered on the 12th of August, and we're like already like 3 episodes in. And real quick, it just I guess you could say it's not like your typical like alien movie. Like you're not stuck like on a spaceship or anything. Like you're literally out in like a real world like area. Like you're actually like on a location that's not claustrophobic, but even though in some sense there is moments where you do feel like you're stuck like in a small space and you can't get out of, like there's so many parts in the show where it's like I'm very animate and I'm just like yelling like don't go in there, like just just a bunch of stuff that you would normally do in like a scary like situation. It's, I guess you could say it's scary, it's gory. I honestly don't remember the aliens being that fast. Were the aliens always that fast? Because I don't remember them being super fast, like running on all fours. Like,
I feel like they kind of galloped, like they moved, but they wasn't light speed.
yeah, in this show, they move to the point like you don't have a chance, like you just gonna die. So you might as well just lay there and just take it. But I just think that it's pretty. It's very intense. I love the fact that this world is still being explored after almost what 50 years, I think,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
almost 50 years of being introduced into this world, and just being able to see it continue on and to grow. And then with this show, it's like 2 years, it's 2 years before the first movie Alien. So
Oh,
this
okay. I
is
didn't know
like,
that.
yeah, so that's what I love about it. It's like this is like but I guess you could say like the beginning. So
Yeah.
it's like they show it's like this ship lands on this planet, and now they got to deal with like all these specimens, including the xenomorph. So, and what I love so far is that you got these cyborgs who are they're like, what is it? Not cyborgs, they're synthetic beings. So what it is like this girl, they use like kids who are like dying, but what they do is like they download their human consciousness into a synthetic being. So they look like
Oh,
they're adults, but they act like kids because they are kids.
that's creepy.
So it is kind of creepy. Like you're looking at adults, but they are acting like they have a kid's mind. So it's like you got to remember that. It's like, okay, these are kids. Like you got to remember, like these are like actual kids, but they look like adults. But I just love the fact that they do use that. I guess you could say that kind of way of like of having characters. Like they're not like actual adults. They're like synthetics. And
Yeah.
we already know that aliens don't like synthetics. They like humans. They need humans to survive. And of course, they already have like the artificial intelligence, the synthetic, who just like what was his name in the first one? What was his name?
Oh,
What was his name?
Reed. Oh my God. I know.
It wasn't David, right? It wasn't
No,
David, right?
no.
What was his name? Oh God, what was our dude's name? What was his name? Oh my God, I've drawn a blank. What was that man's name? Oh my God.
Bishop.
No,
Bishop.
not Bishop. Ash.
Oh, I
Ash.
thought you were talking about the original.
The original is Ash.
What is it?
Yes. Bishop doesn't come until the second movie.
Yeah, the second. Yep, the second movie. Yeah, you're right.
Ash.
Ash is the one
So
that had all that white all over him and was all
right.
that
So
fluid. Yeah, okay.
in this one we actually have another synthetic, but he's not like a full synthetic. He's a cyborg, so he's like half and half. So he's kind of, in a sense, to me, he's kind of like Ash, but it's like we really don't know like his full, like what his what is that word, alibi. Like we don't know what his motive is. Like we already know it's like they were bringing like all these specimens because it was like one of those kind of a, what is it? They call it like a research. It's like a vessel. It's like one of them vessels where they do like the research thing where they like go to different planets. They whatever they find, they come back with it. They was like one of
Oh,
those.
okay, yeah.
And so it's like he's like one of those. It's like, oh, we got to keep these things safe. We got to keep them thriving. To like keep them alive. And it's like you don't want this kind of horror, this kind of chaos. So I'm kind of excited to see where this goes because we have like, of course, Yutani in there, like like Wayland and Yutani Corporation, which I love that they have that aspect in there too. So it's
Uh-huh.
like, so we still get that kind of feel of like, hey, even though we know it's like alien like territory, we still kind of get like that Earth feel to it. We still get like that human death with like the girl who was like the first hybrid. And I love like all the hybrids are like named after Peter Pan characters. So, like the Lost Boys, like Wendy, like
Yeah.
the Lost Boys and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it's just like you're seeing like these new bodies being thrown into something that they don't have any idea what they are getting themselves into. And just watching, like trying to see where it's gonna go because it's like you literally have no idea where this show could go. It can go
Yeah.
any kind of way. It's just I love the fact that they're like turning like the alien world on its head because now we're dealing with more people. We're dealing
Yeah.
with more, it's just like a lot of more territory that they're touching, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
They're giving us more pieces to this huge pie that we already know about. But the pieces
Right.
are vital, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've been excited for this show, Alien Earth. I've been excited for it. I couldn't wait to see it. But then I thought it was gonna be all released at once, like other
Uh-uh.
shows. So once I realized it's not gonna be like it's you said it's on episode 3 now,
Yeah.
and I'm looking, and the finale isn't until September 23rd, which
Right.
where they're gonna have 8 episodes. So every
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday a new one comes out. So
Right.
what I said to myself, okay, Chris, you know you're not a patient person. You know you really want to watch it all at once. So I said I'm going to wait till all 8 episodes come out and then watch it all at once. But you're one of like 6 or 7 people I've heard rave about this show to the fact that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and knock it out. And I told myself tomorrow, because right now I'm finishing rewatching Fallout. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and attack the first 3 episodes because I just can't wait anymore. And I'm tired of hearing people like, people tell me how good it is and everything, and know that I'm not a huge like over the top Aliens fan, but of course we're all Alien fans of these great movies. So
Mhm.
another step into the alien world I definitely got to get into, and I will not be waiting anymore. So that is definitely that.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad that you are. I totally spaced it because when you said Fallout, I was like, "What the heck is Fallout?" But never
Oh
mind, I
yeah.
know what Fallout is. It just took me a second. I was like, "Fallout." I was like, "Okay, yeah." Yes, I'm like, I love that show too. That's a good show too.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. If you haven't watched Fallout, Amazon Prime, please give it a watch. Season 1, season 2 is coming soon. So no, that's not my shout out, but that's just a shout out. So
So
so anything.
what is your show? My
Oh,
other
okay.
one. I just have one more. Another
I,
one would
I
have
didn't
to be.
I didn't know we were doing two. She's
I'm
very,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
I didn't
sorry.
know. Nobody told me.
I ended up with another one because I totally just thought about it. Another one is on Apple TV. It's that new Jason Momoa show. It's called Chief of War.
Oh
Um,
yep, I've heard about
that's
it.
that's another one that's good as well. I just have to say, just be a little patient with it because they do speak in their native tongue, so there is a lot of subtitles. So, like, if you're not a patient person who has to read subtitles, I would say skip it. But it's very rich into the Hawaiian culture and like going back to when the not the four country, when the four islands were fighting against each other, and but they actually have like another worry, which is the pale skin, the white people, that are like going back and forth, with the whole with the what is it, the trade, like with the trading and everything, and like sailing and
Uh-huh.
like finding like new lands and stuff. So it's just a lot of cultural, like just their history and like learning about like like their past and everything. And so far, I've enjoyed it. I think it's already, I think, fourth or fifth episode because I just watched it last night. I want to say fifth episode. They just had it
It's
last
another
night.
one that's
So
getting slowly released.
yeah, it's another one that comes out every week. I see, and I'm that kind of person who's like, okay, I'm like, I will binge something if it's released all at once. But look, I do miss some days of like, let me chew on it. Let me chew on it before I can go back to the next one. Like, let me have that week of just like sitting on that last episode before getting into the next one. Because for me, then it's like, okay, I can. I think with that, with having it go weekly, it's like making us wait, and I like to wait because it just gives that tension a little bit more instead of just like just like watching them all the way through because then it's like, all right, it's done, what's next? So
You,
I'm
you,
happy that they came back to that.
you said you like to wait, so you're one of the people that have dates at the DMV. Because you said you like to wait. You just enjoy a good DMV trip then. No, I'm just playing. But
No, I hate the DMV. I hate it. I can't do it. But for TV shows, I like to wait. Like,
I
don't have
like
me no
but
DMV waits.
the thing that get me about that is like if I'm 4 episodes in and I'm starting to put stuff together and I'm starting to think I know what's going on, and
Right.
then at the end of the show, at the 8 episodes, that's when they either agree, confirm my suspicions, or deny. I'm like, oh, just give it to me all at once so I can know if I'm
Right.
right or not. So I mean,
Right.
that's
Right.
the that, or I have a premonition, or I'm guessing that this is what is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. I'm like, oh, why was I thinking that? Because then they show me
Right.
something else, or they show me a different side that they didn't show. So yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get on this Alien Earth. I'm going to get on that tomorrow because, like I said, I can't wait anymore. I keep
Yay.
hearing too many people talking about it.
Yes, you have to watch it. It's so good. I think you'll like it.
All right, all right. All right, and for mine, I'm just going to read a quick quote to you. It's a movie that I saw recently because unfortunately, with my job, too many TV shows have not come across my eyes. But this movie is one that I saw and I just loved it.
Hmm.
So the quote is, last night at 2:17 a.m., every child from Mrs. Grady class woke up, got out of bed, went downstairs, opened the front door, and walked into the dark. And they never came back. This line is from the movie Weapons, and it prompts the central mystery of the film, where 17 kids vanish without a trace. And I'm telling you that this is one of it's like together kind of movie where it's horror, but it's also comedy. And Julia
Hmm.
Garner does an amazing amazing job in this movie. If you don't know who she is, she's the fan, no, no, yeah, Fantastic Four. She is the
Hmm.
Silver Surfer in the movie, and you also could know her from what's the TV show out in Missouri, Ozark.
There you go.
Ozark. So I absolutely love this movie, all because of the aspect of the comedy and the horror. And I have to take a second to give the appreciation. What really struck me about it was how strong the acting was. Like I said, Julia Garner knocked it out the park. But the story itself felt once again original and fresh,
Hmm.
just like Together, which, like I said before, is rare in this horror genre. And it
Hmm.
kept me hooked. It kept me hooked through the whole movie. If there was any lag, I couldn't feel it, which I know there was. But I also love, like I said, it was not over the top. It had its own unique heartbeat, its own unique rhythm, and it was on point. And the atmosphere, the cinematography, the sound design, everything
Hmm.
just clicked. And it's one of those horror films that goes beyond just being scary and ridiculous over the top. It's creative, stylish, and it's definitely worth a watch. So Weapons. It also has Brolin. Josh, I believe his first name is
Hmm.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh.
Thanos. It has
Yeah.
Thanos, Josh
Yeah.
Brolin in it, and he does an amazing job. So I would definitely say give this a watch. It's not a slow, it's not really even a slow builder, because right off the gate they give you, okay, this is what's happening, and you're just locked in to these 17 kids missing. And the way these kids are running, like, I hate that they're missing, but the way they're running with that V shape, oh my god,
Wait, what is that
I
run?
could,
Because I know it's a certain run. It's like an anime run, and I'm like, I know it's a
oh
run. It's
yeah,
some run that they call it. It's like I cannot think of what that run is.
I
It's
didn't, I was thinking, where did I see that? Oh,
yeah,
you're
it's like a
right.
Naturo run. Ain't it? It's
Yeah,
called like a Naturo run or whatever. The Naruto run. That's what it is.
and they
Naruto.
absolutely kill it too, boy. They get they don't,
Yeah, they
them
call
arms
that
be
Naruto run. I was like, what in the world kind of run? It's like,
them arms be locked into formation, and they just get it, boy. But yeah, I definitely would say, go see this movie. Take the wife, take the girlfriend, take your partner, take whoever. You and them go enjoy this movie and just laugh. And I saw this movie after watching Together, so it was, the creepy factor of it was not as big. And I actually gave this one a four out of 5 stars, because I feel like it explained enough. It gave me everything it needed to give, and at the end, I wasn't questioning anything. I was laughing more than I was scared in this movie. There's one part in the movie where a character says, "Oh no," and that's the most hilarious thing I've seen, as she takes off. So I'm just like, oh, I laughed so uncontrollably at that. I'm sorry if you was in the movie theater with me, but that's my go-to film for this, and I highly recommend it. And I know you saw it as well. I know you
yeah,
already
because
saw it.
it was the same day as Together. I saw this first before I saw Together, and this one, it was a bigger crowd. I actually had a full row. I was smack dab in the middle by myself, and then I had just people on the side of me, and I was just like, oh no. I was like, I hope they're not, but it was actually, I loved my crowd. It was just funny because we were all having those moments of like, all sitting there like, what's going on? Like we were all just being commentary. It was just like the funniest thing, and then getting to that point to like the end where it was just like that final act was like the funniest thing to be like everybody was cracking up laughing like it was not expected like especially like when you see the trailer and you see like the scene where the kids are jumping out the windows and they're
Yeah,
running.
right,
I'm thinking
exactly.
like, oh my god, I was like, what's getting ready to happen? And so when that scene actually happened, that was not the way I was expecting it. It was just the way it ended was kind of great. I just that was another movie where I wish they were like it's like we don't know what happened. Okay, that's all right. Like we don't like they said like in the beginning, it's like they didn't really say anything because they were embarrassed because it's like they don't know what went down. Like they
Yeah,
don't have a clue. And so I just loved how it was non-linear. Like it didn't make any sense. Like we were just seeing everybody's story at once. So it was like nothing really clicked until we saw the other person's story to
yeah,
see why
exactly.
something happened for it to happen this way or why their actions were the way they were. So it
Yeah.
was just
And they were all interconnected, like that movie Crash, because they were
yeah,
they showed
yeah.
one story, but then they slowly, the first story slowly eased into the second story. It was like, okay, that makes sense, and then
But
the
I will
third
say
eased
this.
into the fourth.
I will say this is like when they got to Alex's part of the story, there's no no spoilers here, but when they got to his part, I immediately sat up in my chair. I was like, now we get to where we need to get to. Like,
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on. But real quick, I just have to say the MVP for this movie
Oh
is
yeah.
is Austin Abrams, James, the one who was the drug addict.
By far.
Austin Abrams is James is he was like the greatest little piece in this movie, and it was so crazy. It's like he wasn't even like it was just like he was kind of like seeing like a background character, but technically he
Yeah.
wasn't one. So I just love the fact that they like gave him a role and played him up like okay, like we're seeing this side of like what he does in his day, but then he gets thrown into the craziness as well. And like when we get to him at the end, like in the final act two, like that whole scene with him and Josh Brolin, like as him, just pure hilarity, just straight hilarious, just like that whole final act is just it's beyond funny. It's also scary, but it's just hilarious for
Yeah.
like no reason whatsoever.
Like you
So
said, Austin Abrams and Alden in I can't say his name. The guy who played Paul, the guy who played the cop. They
correct.
they were the Cheech and Chong of this movie. They were the comic relief. I've never heard the words, "Do you have AIDS?" be so funny. Question like after and to understand you have to see the movie.
I'm
But
sorry, AIDS is not a laughing matter,
hey,
but I'm
no, it's
sorry.
not funny at all. Not even in the least bit. I was gonna say that, but the context within the movie, you'll see it and you'll understand because he did it to him twice. Like, oh, there's a drastic punch in the face that's funny. There's like it's just so much between these two, and then there's a I'm about to be a hero moment that's ruined by what did I say? What did I tell you? And so like I'm not gonna go into spoilers of it because you have to see this. It's hilarious. Please go see it.
Oh my god. All right, brother. Was there anything else?
No, that oh and Wong from Benedict Wong from Doctor what is it? Doctor Strange. Jesus Christ. It was dancing on my tongue and kicking me in the brain. Doctor Strange. Wong from Doctor Strange is in it, and he has a hilarious part in the movie also. And yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, that is all on that. And so yeah.
All right, y'all, and that's another episode of Popcorn and Perspective. We're glad that you took the time out of your day to chill with us. So, if you got any questions, topic ideas, or even if you want to be a guest on the show, don't be shy. So you can go ahead and email us at chantel.ashford@hotmail.com or the hazel-eyed movie guy at yahoo.com.
Yes, yes. And of course, we're going to have a next episode. And with that next episode, we will have what's called Rewatch, where we will be diving into Mortal Kombat as it is hitting its 30 years of cinematic greatness. We're stepping into the arena to break down that movie and find out if it still delivers a flawless victory or falls away like a fatality after 3 decades.
All right. And as always, here at Popcorn and Perspective,
watch the movies,
love the movies,
and always keep them with you.
Catch
Until
you
next time, guys, we appreciate y'all.
Later.